Okay, hello. I'm your interviewer today,
Hello.
and I'm going to give you a question. Okay, and given integer array number and an integer k, return case largest element in the array, and know that it is the case largest element in the sorted order, not in the case distinct element. Can you solve it without sorting?
Uh, oh, and I don't hear the latter part clearly, so my understanding now is I will have an input array, and I have to find the largest array without sorting. But what's the characteristic of the array? Is it sorted or some characteristic I can take advantage of to find largest element?
It's a unsorted number array, so you maybe have some 5 to 7 like that.
Also, the problem is that I have a small array, and the array it was initially unsorted. I cannot sort it, and I have to find the largest element.
Yes.
Okay, I think I may understood the question, so I will give some example and ask you if it was correct to the problem statement you give. So, for example, if we have array and with length of 4, it will it could look like this, and I would need to return the largest element. For example, it's right here, and
No.
the length of the array will be smaller to some very small number, which may searching in every element possible.
I think you misunderstand the question, and it's an integer array, and it may be very large. And I will give you input k. This means I'll give you an input k. It means you need to find the k's largest element. So the input array number may be 10 number, and the k may be 3. So you need to find the 3's largest element, the third largest element.
Okay, so so the k is not an array; it's another number. So the example should be like this. And I also have to return the first and second largest element in the array.
You just need to return the second largest element.
Or second largest. I cannot use sort. Does that means I cannot use something like set or those in standard library, because it was essentially some kind of sorting. I can put all element in there and just sort it.
Yes.
Give me a minute. I will think about the approach to it. If I keep a number of element that I thought that was larger than correct element, and I use another variable to keep the element, maybe it was possible to just kill the, for example, k largest element in the array. And okay. I think my initial approach would be that I will keep 2 variables, and one variable to check off the let's call the the second variable. So answer is the answer we want to find. And the one variable we will keep track of the number of array that's greater than the answer. And when we iterating over each element, we'll check if the first variable, let's call it n, is equal to k. If it wasn't equal to k, we'll check if it was larger than the correct answer, the answer variable. If it was larger, we'll pass 1 to the n. And if it was smaller, we will or we will still check if the k was below, or if the n was below k. If it wasn't, we will put the n on answer and pass 1 to the pass 1 to the n. But I found one problem in this approach. The problem will be if we have let's take an example that is sorted in the ascending order. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to find k equal 2. Then the answer will be 2. And in this example, we will first meet 1, and we will pass.
The answer should be 3, right?
So it's
largest.
0 base. It's 0 base.
Oh.
So the example I given above was incorrect for a reason that it's 0 base. So okay, let me rethink my approach. So there's bug here that we cannot just use the number to keep track of, because having a larger number being pushed and being iterated on a, and I will, with a larger number being inputted, I will found that I need to reconsider a larger number. So maybe using a queue is working. So can I use queue in standard library?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so my approach will be I will use 3 variables to keep track of the state. One is a queue, and in a queue there will be sorted order, because when I push it, I will check and ensure the queue stay sorted. And also I will keep the number n and a and s, and I will always. Oh, maybe we don't need A and S, we just need Q. So every time when we meet the element, we check it was larger than Q or smaller than Q. But this way we have to sort the Q. We have to use some kind of tree structure. Okay, I think I have no clue on how to solve it without using something like that in standard library. Sorting, descending, ascending. I have to test buffer. Then, if it was ascending, we will have second. Ascending, no problem. Take this approach, the largest. But if it wasn't ascending, it was somehow sorting. Let's don't consider that k equals it will be 3, and we will found 1 was the smallest to insert element here.
Can you explain again why your example when k is 1 and the answer is 3? Oh, you return the
Oh, sorry, I'm not modifying
location.
this example. I'm just testing if the correct approach works.
Oh, okay.
So just looking for it. So.
Okay, I want you to return is the number, the correct number. For the below example 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, and if the k is 1, so I want you to return 5.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Problem is I didn't see approach that will be reasonable, so it's not sorted in any way, and it's not brute forcing.
Oh.
So and I think the problem I had now is that I have to somehow keep track of the element that's larger than the correct answer. So we will keep, for example, if k equals 3, we'll keep 3 elements. We'll keep 3 elements in some kind of container, and knowing that when something larger come out, we can pick the element from a container and put it in the answer variable, so it will be correct. But my approach here goes to pass a test which has some ascending order. Ascending order caused the problem I described previously to happen. So the problem is that I have to keep track of the element without using some kind of a set. But each time I insert an element, I cannot ensure it was ascending or something. Maybe I could use a linked list, but it will be somehow complicated because I have to do binary search on that. And basically, it just acts like a priority queue. I have to sort this in some sense. So how to continue?
I think your idea for
Okay, I think I can use a brute force approach for now because otherwise we will not able to complete this problem.
Okay.
Okay, so my approach will be that I cannot use set, but I could just brute force some vector. So I will keep a vector. Let's call it a larger number, and here is or just get the answer on a larger number, and we'll also have larger number size. And each time we will largest value. Each time we will iterate one element and compare it then to let's call it smallest value. The smallest value is the value that's smallest in the larger array. So if we compare the smallest value to the correct element we are iterating in through, if it was smaller, then we don't need to push it to the larger vector or some kind of container, unless the container was less than k. And if it was larger, we'll try to push it to larger container by scanning for the larger container and find the smallest value. And when you find the smallest value, we'll also keep track of smallest value. You need to keep the array to keep a fact that smallest value is the smallest one on larger vector, and we can take advantage of that on next iteration. So basically, we just replace something you were in STD priority queue was somehow available. So by replacing with vector and scanning through when I am popping a priority queue. So can I start coding now?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I will write a C++ function which byte k largest. Maybe I should capitalize that element. And it will input a k. Let's use a size t. And another array. The array should be vector int. Oh, let's put a reference here, and we just call it ADR. It will return the value of that vector. So first we'll create a vector to store our larger. So let's call it larger. And the larger is where we will find our answers. And larger, we don't have to initialize that. And also keep the smallest value. Also, we could do a bounce check here. If AR.size equals 0, let's return -1. If AR.size is less than k, let's also return -1. And smallest value is the integer, which equal the first element of error. And then we will use the iterator to iterate all of the value in array. So let's first create iterator to the beginning +1 because we already put the largest value on 1, and maybe we already put the first value. And maybe we should do in-paste that value to the front of larger array. But that's a mistake there. And we iterate until end of that. And in each iteration, I will first load the value from the iterator. Then compare to smallest value in the larger array. And if the value was somehow larger, we'll check. We will first push it to the larger array and check if we need to pop larger array, the smallest element. So push that. And we'll check if we need to pop. Okay, let's just check for size. Check for size. If it was greater or equal than k, we need to write a for loop. Value was greater than smallest. So, so to generalize, each time I can pop for that, but we keep track of the smallest array. So, for the size t then 0, less than larger size. Amount here is okay. Then KChat also. Okay, I forgot how to include the maximum possible size of int, so let's put a very large size there. So if the larger of I have larger is smaller and small value, then we swap the small value with larger I. Let me just copy this. And when we find the value, we'll plot the value out by swapping with the last element. So by swapping, I mean we'll have I recall there's a function called swap there. Larger pass. Right. And if I'm missing something. So okay, then in the end of loop, I will find for the smallest element. For interarray. Item larger. So here is the brute force approach, and let me check if I have any problem, error correctness problem on there. Okay, I have finished the brute force approach. May I test that, or if you have discovered some kind of problem?
You can test them first.
Okay, so I will first test with this example. It was more complex than the first example. So I will have k equals 2. So those check basically the decent return because there are no edge case. And then I will put one on larger and iterate from the second. So the value on the first iteration will be 3. And there was 3 iterations in each remaining. At first, I will compare if it was larger than 2. It wasn't, so it will not pop and just push to the array, so the array becomes 3. And and on second iteration, the value will equal 2, and because it's 2, so it was larger than the value than k. So I have to pass some of that. It returns 3, so this is second largest. Oh, so there's a mistake here. So it should keep 3 value in larger array. So I fixed here. It was 1, 3, 2 in the array now. Then the value will become 5. And this time the size was overflowing a k plus 1. So we have to pass the smallest element. So in the inner iteration, it should found the check it. it should found index equal 0. And I will swap the first one with the last one. Then part of it. So swap the first one published. So the larger array was correctly maintained. And for the fourth iteration, 4. So it became 4. And it was again larger. The size was larger than k plus 1. So I will follow the 2 index equal 2 and swap the second one with the last one. And then part the last one. And then given this array, this should follow the given value, which is 3. So the second example was correct.
Okay.
Sorry, but I don't found the optimal solution for it. I believe there is a faster solution to without keeping some kind of data structure like set particle on here, and I can also follow the k largest elements.
Your idea is completely correct, and for the better data structure, we use heap.
Also, using something like make heap wasn't allowed. It was in C++ 20 or so, I think.
Oh. Okay, and I want to ask you another question. Okay, so before that, it's okay to use heap in this question, and I want to ask you if what if the number are coming from a data string, not array? How would you find the case largest element?
If it was coming from data string, what kind of data string is it? Like, can you tell me the type of it in C++, or if you prefer other format?
It's also like the number in the array, but it's a string, not a whole array. You can see it.
Also, so the array, instead of the vector of int, I will get something like a string of a array like this. Maybe I will create an iterator for it.
No string, it's string, data string.
Oh, string. I don't know what kind of string it is, but I will assume it was an async string in this way. So in async string, you will have a method called poll. And then I will try to poll until the array is exhausted. And every time I found an array, I do a send for if I was iterating every element. So I go for this part of the code first, have a value check and then push to the larger, then check if larger was large, then its size was larger than k plus 1. So I removed the equal earlier, so it was correct now.
Okay. Thank you for your time.